Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauer. Super excited to have my friend and colleague, Terry Hansen, owner of Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care, on the show today. Terry, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, Ryan. Thank you.
We were talking on the air about me and my background. Look at Terry's bright background, but with a white shirt, I just kind of come at you like a little angel glowing. But
You are.
I use I've been using my studio for whatever. So my wife was like, "You're like the only person on the planet prepared with soundproof rooms and backdrops." And I said, "Well, I just thought maybe I'd always have it ready, so you never know." But Terry, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, ties to the community, whatever, so people can get to know you better if they don't know you.
Sure. So quickly, I guess, ties to the background. Well, I have been in business for a little over 10 years now. This is my favorite thing that I have ever done: dog training, pet sitting. Actually have a team of people that work with me. I do the training, and then on the pet sitting side of our company, we have a whole team of folks that go out into people's homes and pet sit and take care of their pets, even during what's going on right now. Whether they're on vacation, of course nobody's vacationing right now, but people are working from home, or people are afraid to go out and take their dog out, so we do midday dog walks. That's what we're doing a lot of right now, and training. I think because people are home, they're also realizing their dog's not as well behaved as they thought it
Right,
was.
right.
The other upside to this is that a lot of folks have taken this opportunity, since they are home, to go out and adopt dogs. And so, they're getting them trained and spending that time with them right now. So we're loving that.
Yeah.
I've lived in Gwinnett for over 20 years, and currently based out of Lilburn. And I love it here. Originally from New Jersey, then Ohio,
Okay.
then
Okay.
here. So loving the weather.
Yeah, yeah. My next stop, I'm finishing my doctorate doctorate in leadership, and well, long term, I'm going to do some more teaching and my speaking stuff. But next, I'm only going south. I'm either going to be here or go towards Florida. So yeah, I think people from everybody I know, my friends from New Jersey, are like, I said, so you miss it? And they're like, nope.
No.
I was like, well, you maybe didn't know any better before, but yeah, that's good. Well, so yeah, my dog, I have a Shih Tzu, is like 4 or 5 years old, and I have 3 daughters, and every column you write, because I own 2 Gwinnett magazines, and you do a great job with what I call Pet Perch every month. But I'm like, I give them I'll tell them the tips. Like, okay, don't talk in that, oh my God, you're the cutest puppy ever. Oh my God. And I mean, you guys do everything wrong, and I'm not even an expert. And they're like, well, Dad, what if the dog doesn't eat? And I'm like, well, then she doesn't eat. I'm putting the food there. I mean, she's already a high maintenance dog because they're all carrying around like she's a, so, I think it's important for a lot of people to know with their animals, with their dogs, these things that they don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that is one of my favorite things, actually, is to educate people and help people however I can. I do, mostly what I do these days is dog training. Um, but anything pet related, I mean, I've had it, like a lot of people, I've had animals all my life, all kinds of animals. So, and on the pet sitting side, when I started, it was just me. I was it. I was the trainer. I was the pet sitter, for a few years, and then started to grow our team that we have now. But yeah, I certainly don't know everything by any means. I never will. So I am also a student of life. I love to learn things, and I like to stay on top of things that are going on in my industry and other things. But I really, if somebody asks me what I like the most, it's the dog training for sure. I
So,
like the problem solving aspect of it and helping people.
so how'd you end up getting into it? Like it's a career? I mean, how'd you make
Oh
that
my
pivot?
gosh. You know, this is the truth. Divine intervention.
Yeah.
People have asked me that many times. How did this happen? And literally, I went to volunteer and at a local shelter and came home with a dog. And my husband and I at the time owned an advertising company. Go figure.
Oh, there you go.
And my daughter had been asking for a dog for years, and we just kept saying, no, we don't have the time. We're super busy. A dog is a big commitment. So anyway, I went to volunteer, came home with a dog. And one of our clients was a dog trainer, actually. So I called her right away and said, I knew enough to know I didn't know anything about training a dog. And she's a pit bull too. So if you can
Oh,
imagine,
wow.
she's Yeah, she'll be 12 next month. So that was, almost 12 years ago. And the ideas of pit bulls back then was, today it's
Yeah.
much, but she was only 3 months old, and I just hired this client of ours to help me train. And she is actually who, it wasn't on my radar. She's the one that actually kind of noticed and nurtured that and suggested that I become a dog trainer. And she just, said, "You're really good at this. You should do it." And she kind of kept poking and prodding at me, and eventually, until I believed that I could. And so she became one of my mentors. And then actually, my uncle is also a dog trainer. He's been a dog trainer for, God, probably close to 40 years now.
Wow.
So um, for that first year, I drove back and forth to North Carolina every weekend to work with him. And then during the weeks, I would work with her and, follow her around, and she mentored me. And so that's how it happened. And seriously, like I said, divine intervention. I had no business adopting a dog. But this dog is the most amazing dog. She really is. And she's the face of our company, and she is the good dog. That's how we, came up with the name Good Dog
Oh, okay.
in Good Dog. And she goes with me most everywhere, and she works with me with clients. When we do events and things, she's in a kissing booth, raising money for the Gwinnett Humane Society. Just a lot of fun things. And so, it's a huge blessing. It totally changed the trajectory of my whole world, my husband's whole world. Everything about our life is that dog. So.
Yeah, if my kids could actually, even though they're older now, could actually remember to take the dog out, I would be surprised. But no, I mean, it's it's been cool. I am trying to think. Probably the Shih Tzu Piper, my little girl. I have a girl Shih Tzu too, so I'm really outnumbered in my house, big time. But she responds to when my wife or daughters ask her a certain way, and they babying her to death, and I love her to death. The pup, she's a dog now, to death. But I'm like, if she stops when I say stop, because she doesn't know she's a Shih Tzu, she takes off across the street, and we might have to get you on the case, Terry. But the problem is everybody has to follow the plan. I know you create a plan. You can't. It doesn't matter who trains the dog if no one follows the plan. I know that from consulting.
Right.
So I worry desperately about I'm like, guys, I'm not feeding the dog scraps off the table, and yet I see them. I'm like, okay. What do you think the dog's going to do while they're not eating their food because you're over there dropping half of the chicken, some chicken nugget or something over there?
Right.
What do you think? So, that's.
And by the way, her stomach's probably this big, right?
Yeah.
So one chicken nugget, she's full.
Yeah. And so then they say, we have time to, I'll tell you a funny story. You'll appreciate this being a dog trainer. So we set our Alexa to it, like, I think 6:00 at night, it says it's time to feed Piper. Now, funny story, okay? You go back to those, the salivation of the dogs and the meat, or whatever those old studies were. When she hears Alexa's voice, she starts salivating because she says that's time to be fed. But she has some couple of issues, medical issues. We have to give her, this organic food, and there's ones like more beef and one more chicken. So at 6, I put it out there, and she doesn't like that now. And my wife's like, she doesn't like that one. I'm like, I don't care. It's the same food. I said, if she's hungry, she'll eat.
That's right, Ryan.
I mean, and so I take your columns to heart. I look at them, and they're like, oh, she's so sad. I'm like, yeah, because y'all fed her other stuff all day.
Yeah.
I can't win.
That's Pavlov's bell. They hear the sound.
That's it. Long-term memory. That's right. I had it up there. So you've been in Gwinnett 20-something years. What do you enjoy the most of our community, local community?
Somebody asked me the other day, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, I train dogs.
Look.
You know what? I do love being outside. I like to get outside. I love the parks.
You get to go to the parks a lot?
Yeah, I like to hike. I like to take the dogs there. And we do 2 types of training. One-on-one in-home, which is where we go to the client's home. And then we also do board and train. So with the board and train dogs, those are dogs that come and live with us.
Now, how long do they stay with you?
Typically 4 weeks. Some stay longer. Depending on their issues.
Okay.
But I love that we have these beautiful parks. And for me, I just like to be outside, really pretty much any kind of weather, because I'm just used to it from, dog walking, pet sitting, rain, sleet, snow, or hail. We're like the post office. We're out in it. So, you know, same with the dogs, training the dogs. I like to get out into the parks and work them in the fresh air and the sunshine. And that's part of their training, is knowing how to behave, you know, in other environments, not just inside a household. So, and you know what, this sounds maybe silly, but coming from the North, everybody's so nice here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, that Southern hospitality, I guess, and you see people and they say hi and you say hi, and I just love that.
Yeah, I've done with my consulting company, I've traveled all over the United States doing stuff, but up in the Northeast, and I forgot where else you said you lived, but especially New Jersey and a lot of those
Yeah.
places, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean, I'd go into hotels to stay to see a client, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? They're just like, you're always so nice. And I'm going, okay, I was just making conversation. But yeah,
Right.
it's different. I mean, I just think maybe Northern's a little more standoffish. They're not quite as smiling and friendly. It takes a little bit longer. I mean, that's a stereotype,
Yeah.
but I believe it or not, Terry, I'm a native, and so when I do accomplish my dream, and I want to live near the water,
Yeah.
not when I say live on the ocean, people think I'm talking about living literally on the ocean. I'm talking like near the water.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Unless you want to spot me, a lot of millions of dollars. But
Right.
but I do too. My wife did. She grew up her high school years in Sarasota, so she moved to Atlanta. We met in college, and we've been here a long time. And then I said, all right, but long term, I want to be able to go do that. And so one day, we'll
Yeah.
do that. But no, it's funny. The Lilburn Park, the one over there by the Agravera truck, the bus, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
never gone. Believe it or not, I actually live in Lilburn. I have never gone. The show's well beyond Lilburn. A lot of people are gonna have no clue what I'm talking about. But I
Right.
had not done a lot of walking in that park. So about 2 weeks ago, I went over there and I put my AirPods in and I just started walking. I'm like, man, it was great.
Awesome, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. So I'm with you. A lot of I got to be honest with you, a lot of the amenities I hear about probably more than most people, and I sometimes forget to go even use them. And I think this time's been good to see some of the things we miss, that have been canceled, and
Yeah.
that as Americans we love to be able to be free to do what we want, and even if we don't choose to do it, we'd rather make that our choice.
We want the option,
We want the
right?
option, right? And so yeah, probably after I do this, I told you I was recording a lot of interviews today. I'm probably gonna go take a walk. You motivated me, but I'm
Yeah.
not bringing my dog because she'll run off, and that's a story. That's a story for another day. But I like your quote. We'll come to an end here in a second, Terry. But what's your quote? And I know it's on your email signature. It's about optimism. What I want to share that with our audience. I don't remember exactly what it is. Something about do you know? Or I'm
Yes,
asking.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Optimism.
I got a lot
Optimism.
of quotes that I don't even know what I said, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence.
Perfect. And right now for people, we all are going through different stuff in our life, but on this COVID-19, there's people right now that still, say I'm not even going outside or whatever. I think that's a very important quote
Hmm.
um, for people to realize because, regardless of how long we live, I've said this, you can be perfectly healthy, but we're only going to live so long. I mean, if you're 97 or 98 years old and you're perfectly healthy, I mean, you've lived longer than most people ever do. And
Right.
that's what I tell people, you've got to be cautious and be prudent, this situation or others, but you also got to live your life.
Yes. Yes. And hopefully in the now. I mean, we all have things that we struggle with. One of the things that I say, because I need to remind myself sometimes too, is that I like being happy. Everybody would say they like being happy, but I really like being happy, feeling happy, having a positive outlook. What is it? There's a saying, something like, whatever you think you are, you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so my office is actually a reflection of that. I love lots of colors. One of the sayings that's right in front of me over my desk says, some days you just have to create your own sunshine.
See, I don't have any sunshine here. I'm in the Johnny Cash room.
No, you're in the dark.
I know. Well, I'm not a dark. It's when I put the white shirt on, it goes with a halo, and I just a little angelic. I'm just pretend like I'm the pre-rock band about to open up. I'm on. But no, it's true. It's true, and people need that. But I wanted to bring you on, and I appreciate all the stuff you do, and it's always so. you know, it's crazy. And before we went on air, as we closed here, you know, I was sitting there going, you've done stuff in the 2 magazines I have, and we put, you know, do great articles, and we've emailed back and forth and whatever. And then I'm like, I've learned a lot during this time of going, man, all these things I put off, talking to somebody or getting together with somebody or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm working harder, and I'm going to work harder at carving out that time, because kind of like you're talking about in your advertising days, you know, I'm always running a million miles an hour, but this has allowed me to reframe and, you know, and think with new ways to grow our businesses, such as this show and many other things.
Mhm.
But also just remember how much I miss people. You know, when I say
Yeah.
just talking to people, and you know, when I say, I can't make that, I'll do it next time. You know, think twice before I say that. And I think hopefully most people have used this time to, you know, come out as better humans on the other side of it.
I agree. One of the ways that we are working on connecting with people during this whole thing is we're doing these virtual yappy hours, which
Ah,
through the Zoom, um, and we've got information on our Facebook page, which is Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care. Folks can join us, hey, with a pet or without, but all pets are welcome. Even though our company name is Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care, we're all kinds of pets. We love all kinds of pets. So we've been meeting every couple weeks online via Zoom with other mostly pet lovers, you know, hanging out. When I send mine out, I send it out through email and newsletter, and put it on Facebook and Instagram and all of that. But each week, well, it's every 2 weeks. Each time there's a different dog themed cocktail that, if you'd like to make it yourself at home and
very
join
nice.
us.
Very
Um,
nice.
yeah, so this Thursday at 5 p.m. we're doing it, and the links are online. You can look on our Facebook page, but it's the Blue Bull Terrier is the drink this
The
time.
Blue
So
Bull Terrier. Yep, I'm always game for that. Well, my mom always listens to these shows. She loves her animals, so maybe she'll chime
maybe
in,
she'll
and
join us.
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
she'll join us. She's got some health issues that, you know, she can't get out and do what, you know,
right.
she would normally do. So maybe she can join your
Well,
group.
that's a
So
way for us to connect and have some
yeah,
fun, and we're chatting and hanging out, and you know, and that's actually, that drink is an ode to Astro, who's at one of our board and trains right now. He's a bull terrier,
wow.
um, and he's here.
Well,
So
I'm gonna have to check this page out and share it. So, all right. So real quick, you said it before.
yeah,
So website or Facebook or whatever, or phone number. What's the best way people can reach you when they've listened to this interview?
probably website is
Okay.
the easiest.
And what is that?
Um, it is gooddogcoaching.com.
Good dog coach.
Gooddogcoaching.com. Of course, www dot. Everybody knows that these days, right?
Yeah, well, some people. I had a guy a couple years ago went on my radio show, started doing HTTP colon. I'm like, oh my
What is
god,
that?
I don't know, and he lost like 3 generations of people, so we edited that part out.
Oh,
But yeah, so we'll go to that, and then you said at Facebook. What's the page?
yep. Facebook. On Facebook, you can find us at Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care.
Okay, all right, good deal. Well, Terry, sorry it's taken a while to get you on the show. I appreciate
No
everything you
worries.
do.
Not
Thanks
go-
for say that again.
I said, no worries. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, it's been, I tell you, when I opened the floodgates, man, I did the floodgate. It's been a blessing, but it is, you know, we all got to create that magic thing called time. So,
Yeah.
but I want to, Terry Hansen, owner of Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care. I appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Ryan, for having me. It was great to actually talk face to
All
face.
right, face to face. And, you know, if I did all it over again, I think about a year ago, I bought a bunch of that Zoom stock.
Oh, did you?
No, I wish I would have.
Oh,
Wish I would.
me too. Me
Then
both, man.
I would have been closer to the beach goal.
Oh, that's right. I'd be right there with you.
Right there with me. All right, Terry. Thanks so much, my friend. And I'm going to close this down.
Take care, Ryan. Thank you.
You're welcome. Folks, it's been another Community Connections with Ryan Sowers. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you again next time.